Here we are, rolling along on this Tuesday afternoon. Eyes on the transfer portal as always, but now we'll turn our eyes to the women's lacrosse field. We're not thinking about transfers there. We're thinking about a team that's been number one in the country for more than a month, undefeated with one game left in the regular season, and we now welcome in the soon-to-be all-time leading scorer in the history of the entire program, Meaghan Tyrrell. How's that hit you, Meaghan, if you have basically just a normal game coming up on Thursday? The record's going to be yours. Has that hit your brain at all yet?
Honestly, it hasn't really hit my brain yet. I guess we'll see what happens if that moment comes.
I say I feel pretty confident. You need 2 points to tie Katie Rowan, 3 to pass her on Thursday. What you did the last time out in your guys' big win, and what a win it was at Carolina over the weekend, is you passed your head coach on the all-time scoring list. What did Kayla think about that, if you moving past her into number 2 on that list?
Yeah, I think after that game, we were kind of more focused on just enjoying that, win for the program and for our team. It was something that, at least for myself, we've kind of been looking for the past couple of seasons. So to be able to have that, we kind of were just enjoying that moment.
Yeah, you look at, last game and next game, Carolina and BC. These have been, two of the main hurdles that you guys deal with multiple times a year. Regular season, ACC tournament, NCAA tournament. It feels you run into these teams repeatedly. So take us back to the Carolina game on Saturday. A great game. It's back and forth the whole way. What led to you guys being able to pull that one out late?
Yeah, I think, something that we've been working on this season was kind of being able to stay neutral throughout the game and understanding that there's going to be moments where we'll have runs and then the other team's going to have runs too. So being able to kind of just make sure we're staying focused on ourselves and our game plan, I think, is something that helped push us over to that win.
And able to knock them off. And you said, was that your first win over Carolina in your career? It had been, 6-7 times in a row, I think they had gotten you?
Yeah, that was the first time that Cuse has beaten UNC since I've been here.
Yeah, so and obviously they've been basically the best team in the country over that span. Them or the team you'll play coming up on Thursday in Boston College in the regular season finale. And Meaghan, you get to this game on Thursday. You guys are 15-0. We know your goal is the national championship, but now we're getting to the point where the undefeated conversation legitimately works its way in. Do you think about that? Is it possible not to think about that this late in the year?
I think it's definitely something that might be in the back of our minds, but it's really not something that we're kind of trying to focus on. It's more so just, in the back of our minds, knowing we have an end goal and, being able to make sure we're playing lacrosse how we want to play it and kind of focusing on it game at a time.
What do you think the difference is between this year's team, Meaghan, and the last couple of years? Obviously, you had great success. You're in the championship game 2 years ago. You're in the quarterfinals last year. What has put this year's team, maybe a step ahead of the last couple of years?
I think maybe a difference between the last couple of teams and this year's team is kind of the chemistry that we have. Just like on the field, I think it's very noticeable, and then off the field chemistry. We're a very, very close team, and being able to take that closeness and put it onto the field and kind of know where each other is and how each other is going to play has been something that we definitely played into to help us this season.
And just the way the last couple seasons ended, so close to the title 2 years ago, and then I guess shocking maybe the way that Northwestern game went last year. Did that drive you guys, knowing that, man, we had it there and it got away?
Yeah, I think just knowing how close you can get and thinking back on the game on things you might have been able to do differently to change the outcome, kind of knowing what we're capable of and seeing could have played better is something that definitely has been pushing us for this season.
Meaghan Tyrrell, the soon-to-be all-time leading scorer in Syracuse women's lacrosse history, joining us. They take on Boston College on Thursday at the soccer stadium, 7 o'clock at night. That is the regular season finale. ACC tournament to follow, NCAA tournament, obviously, to follow that. One of the main differences, obviously, between this year and the last couple of years is knock on something. This team has been healthier here this year so far than the last couple of years. How nice has that been? It kind of goes without saying, right, that you've been able to keep at least most of the core group on the field all season this year.
Yeah, for the past couple of years, that's been something that we've kind of had to overcome and have that next man up mentality. So to be able to kind of come into this season and, hiccups, but be able to keep our team on the field has been something that's definitely helped us as far as experience and chemistry wise, making sure that we can all still play together.
Tell me about Emma Ward. I mean, I remember her from a freshman season. I'm sure this wasn't totally the case, but I remember back in my mind as her being a goal scorer. And then, knee injury, missed all last year. And now she's leading you guys in assists. Like, the amount of assists she has is wild. Was it a change in her game, a change in her role? What are we seeing from Emma this year?
Yeah, I think she just has some of the most incredible vision that I've seen in a player in like such a long time. And, anytime she touches the ball, I think she's going to make something come of it. So kind of being able to have her kind of fill in that role as, maybe in a feeder or in other games, she's more of a goal scorer. Being able to have that versatility in her has been so awesome for us.
Let's say we've seen her a lot set up right behind the goal, kind of operating there. It's allowed you to roam around a little bit. Has it freed you up more to not have to go back there and do that stuff?
I'm not really sure. I don't think so. I think it's kind of just working off of each other and how, each of us, our strengths are a little bit different. So being able to put her in a spot where she's happy with where she is and I'm happy with where I am kind of helps us kind of work in the offense.
It almost seems, and this is strange because obviously you're playing out there with your sister a lot, Emma, the other Emma, and Meaghan Carney's out there, the other Meaghan. It feels like Emma has a lot of chemistry with Emma, and Meaghan has a lot of chemistry with Meaghan. How did that happen that way?
Things just kind of work out like that. I don't really know. I mean, I've played with Meg since I got to Syracuse, so we kind of get each other and we know where each other's going to be. And then Emma came in after, and then Emma also came in after that. So it's kind of just been a couple of years of kind of meshing our skills together to see kind of which way or which different ways things work for us.
It makes it easier for us. I mean, there's two first names, and you guys are doing so much of the work. So it's got to be one of you guys at some point. As Meaghan Tyrrell is our guest here. We say injuries have not been a huge factor on this year's team. They've not been a non-factor. Kate Mashevsky is one of the great draw control players in the country, and you lost her midway through this season. And Olivia Adamson stepped in and really hasn't missed a beat. What does it say about her? She's been able to almost do what Kate was doing to start the year.
Yeah, obviously Kate going down was, very sad, very tough for us, but her mentality has been so awesome ever since her injury. She's definitely been helping Liv out a lot, and, I think that kind of reflects in Liv's play, but Liv is just such a hard worker, and if, coach tells her to do something, she's going to figure out a way to do it. So being able to have her on the circle for us has been so, so awesome, and, I think she's doing a great job.
The fact that she stepped right in there, because, Kate was taking almost all of the draws, right? It wasn't like, I'm sure Olivia took more than zero, but it wasn't really mixed in. To be able to step in and do that in a game, right, instead of practice, that's got to be pretty tricky at that spot.
Yeah, that's obviously, something that's, like I said, kind of special about Liv is she's able to kind of step in those moments and kind of do whatever's asked of her. So for her to be able to jump in and just kind of start playing like that, that's been so, so awesome.
And, we know with your team, we do this with all teams. We like offense. We like goal scoring. It's fun to watch. It's great. And you guys do a lot of that. But it doesn't feel like you'd be sitting here 15-0, number one in the country, without your goalie. Delaney Schweitzer has, stepped her game up to a completely new level this year. When did you guys get the sense that this was going to be what she was able to give you this year?
She's just been absolutely incredible the whole season. And, even coming into preseason, we knew she was going to be, very different from her last year's experience, having her come in and, be super energetic. She was saving all these incredible shots in practice, and then coming into, one of the first games this season, she's making double digit saves. It's just it's incredible. So being able to have her back there has been such a game changer for us.
Is it a mental load off at some point too? Hey, we don't have to score every possession. We got this person at the other end of the field that can bail us out from time to time.
Yeah, obviously I think we want to score on every possession that we have, and sometimes that doesn't happen. But just the faith that this team has in each other, and even if the offense has a turnover, if it goes down to the defense, being able to have that faith that the defense is going to come up with a stop has just definitely been helpful with the mental toll of that.
Boston College Thursday night, Meaghan. What is BC this year? Your first meeting with them? I would guess you'll probably run into them more than once down the line here. What do you expect out of this game on Thursday night?
Yeah, I think BC is a great team. They're coached very well, and to have them be able to come to Cuse to play us is so awesome. They have a really experienced offense and a great defense as well. So I'm definitely expecting a very exciting and physical game.
And this game's at the soccer stadium, not in the Dome on Thursday night. We know you usually end up at the soccer stadium in the early rounds of the NCAA tournament because of commencement and all that stuff. What's it going to be like to kind of get out there and test your footing on the grass and outdoors here in the Q's?
Yeah, we've definitely, in my career at least, we've played in the soccer stadium before. So it's kind of probably going to give off more of like a playoff type vibe game.
And so if this is a playoff game, then it's the ACC tournament. They all feel like playoff games. And then it's the playoffs. Obviously, that feels like playoff games. What do you expect this next month to be like? How do you guys, I don't want to say lock yourselves in. I mean, you're locked in. You're number one in the country. How do you focus it all in the right direction to get to the finish line this year?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of making sure we're still playing how we want to play. We're focusing how we focus in practice and just kind of like sticking to what we've been doing all season. Playoffs, it's very much so crunch time. So being able to make sure that we're as prepared as we can be for every game is going to be something that's going to be so important for us.
All right, Meaghan, appreciate the time. Good luck. You don't want to talk about it, but we're excited for you to be the all-time leading scorer coming up. And, hey, I hope you guys have a big run coming in the playoffs because you guys have been electric to watch so far. So thanks so much for some time today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
That is Meaghan Tyrrell. Hey, you can't really talk about your own records, right? Like it's frowned upon. It's frowned upon. It's like you can't give yourself a nickname. You can't talk about records you don't have anyway. I can talk about records that she doesn't have anyway. Meaghan's going to become the all-time leading goal scorer in Q's history, and likely is going to do it on Thursday because scoring 3 for her is like significantly below what she normally does.